The past 30 years have been full of growth. They have been full of growth for me. And I assure you that Joseph has taught me more than I have ever taught him. That is the truth. He continues to teach me. I would not be the person that I am today without this beautiful journey. And I have learned from his love and Joseph's grace. Hi, welcome back to Mother's Guide Through Autism. I'm Bridget Shipman, your host, and today I'm going to dedicate this episode to my son, Joseph, my wonder. My son, Joseph, turns 30. Yes, that's right. Joseph is going to be 30 years old the month of April, which is also Autism Awareness Month. And I'm dedicating this episode to my wonder because this journey, this reflection, everything I've learned over these past 30 years are very difficult for me to be able to just lay out. There's so many stories, so many lessons to share with you all. But today I want to talk about my anthem, my song called Wonder by Natalie Merchant is the song that helped me heal. As a matter of fact, when I still listen to it, I still get very, very emotional. I can feel the words, these lyrics to this magical song, Wonder, really helps anyone who's on this autism journey really go to your heart space. I go directly to my heart. It directly affects my heart when I listen to this song. So I would really, really encourage you all to go ahead and listen to it and really go to the lyrics. The lyrics talk about how doctors come from distant cities just to see what this child is all about. And not only did doctors see Joseph, but I took him to see so many professionals and to make sense, to try to help explain what was happening, what was going on with my son. I was looking for answers to make sense of something that cannot make sense, or to help me understand, explain why my child is the way that he is. There were no concrete answers and there were no explanations. Why is my son autistic? I often asked. I also wondered why. To this day, I still don't have that answer. I can guess, I have my own theories, but mostly I just can continue really to wonder. One thing, though, that I do know for sure is that my son is a gift. He's more than a wonder. And I think that's why this song resonates so much with me, is because I've known that from the very beginning. He's exactly who he is, with his deep, profound ways of viewing this world. I can only marvel at Joseph's mind. I can only marvel at how he perceives the world very differently from me. My son's future when I went to professionals, when I went to doctors, when I went to all these places to look for answers for my son and for myself, the most professionals were, I would leave with like this really dark answers. I felt really stripped of a hopeful future. And I'm not really sure why I was getting these answers, because they really didn't know. There were no concrete answers. There was no explanation for us. But something that I learned to do was I began noticing that something inside of me was telling me that my son's future was not over. When I was stripped of this hope, it was almost like his future was done. It was diagnosed. It was stripped. So it was over before he even began living his life. And look, were there struggles? Yes, 100% there were struggles. But I want to give you just a small piece of these lyrics from Wonder that really resonated, really went straight to my heart space. And it was that knowing that my child was more than his diagnosis, that know this child will be gifted with love, with patience, and with faith. He'll make his way. And I knew that Joseph somehow, some way would make his way. And I knew it. I just knew. I knew that it was true. I was not going to let someone decide what my son's future was going to be before he could even speak. So I decided, I knew that one day, with all the love that I could give him, with all the patience that I could give him, and with all the faith inside of me, that we were going to be on this journey, and we would have difficult days for sure. But the one thing that would stay present was love, and that was hope. So if you're on this journey, as I'm celebrating my son's 30th birthday this month of April, I want you to find your own anthem. Find something that speaks to you, that you can go to when you need to be picked up. Find it and listen to it and go there and know you don't have to have all the answers. You just have to have the love, patience, and faith. Find something that speaks to your heart. Most of the challenges that Joseph and I had were difficult because I didn't understand them. When Joseph would have a meltdown, I had no idea why. I observed that he was really frustrated, and I tried to find all these answers to prevent his pain. So at that time, living life was a lot like playing charades. My life was charades, because I didn't know what was causing the meltdowns. I didn't understand what was happening. And so I learned, I just sat back and I observed him, one meltdown at a time, one challenge at a time. What is causing this? And with, again, a lot of love and patience, I slowly put this puzzle together, and it would end up being very easy to solve the next meltdown once I understood what was causing it. So as time went on, Joseph and I became a team. Together, this isn't just me, this is both Joseph and I began to find answers. And what we learned to do was we learned that we communicate differently. And so as a team, we needed to make effort on both ends to be able to communicate to each other. Joseph is authentically kind. He's authentically patient, and he is just naturally full of love. I love Joseph's hugs. If I'm having one of those days, I can look at my son, which this is the part I miss now that he has moved out and he's a couple of hours away from home, that he would come in from his job, probably had challenges all day if I know Joseph, and he would give me and I'm trying not to get emotional, but he would give me the best hugs. And he would fill me up. And here I go, because he's so full of love and he has so many gifts. And I know if you're listening to this, you feel the same way about your child. And all I can say is that Joseph is beyond intelligent, and I'm so lucky to be his mom. I am always listening to him, trying to understand. When Joseph and I have conversations, I have to really, really go to my highest level of abilities to prepare for his highly involved explanation that I desperately want to receive. But sometimes I have to say, oh, Joseph, I'm so sorry that you said that so well, but could you try, could you try and explain it to me again, please? And he will. And most of the time it takes a few tries, but then we both look at each other. We both feel accomplished. And we, in fact, enjoy our beautiful conversations now. Not to say that it still doesn't take some effort on both of our parts, but that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of all of this, is to understand each other, to have enough love and patience for one another, that if there is a communication breakdown, that we understand we speak two different languages, although they sound like the same language, but his expressive language and my expressive language often don't line up. And we have built the ability to communicate. We love each other very much. I'm so glad that we have learned to become a team, and that all the love and patience and faith that began this journey is now living inside of my son. The past 30 years have been full of growth. They have been full of growth for me. And I assure you that Joseph has taught me more than I have ever taught him. That is the truth. He continues to teach me. I would not be the person that I am today without this beautiful journey. And I have learned from his love and Joseph's grace. I personally am filled with a great, great deal of gratitude, because I have the unique gift to live and work and know this delightful human named Joseph. Joseph is one of God's own creations, and that I want you to know that I no longer need an explanation for his autism diagnosis. He is Joseph, my son, and that's enough. And I want to say to Joseph, thanks for picking me to be your mom. Happy 30th birthday, Joseph. I love you, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Thanks for listening to this episode to wish my son a happy 30th birthday. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.